What day is there going to be when I'm not going to be able to come out here and enjoy it? When you're outside, when you're just out with Mother Nature in the springtime, birds right now are just whistling and calling to one another, telling you how joyful it is to get rid of old Mother Winter, the harshness of it. And for me though, I do love to hear the turkeys gobble, but I like being out here just as much.
Blood brothers, an ancestral bond between like-minded individuals that share one passion. New Breed TV, brought to you by Cherokee Sports. Blood Brothers TV, share your passion.
I am still working at a zinc refinery in Clarksville for 31 years, and multi-tasked, I guess you'd call it, water treatment, acid plant, roaster, and materials handling, unloading barges, and mobile equipment, you name it. I kind of do that at my place of work. And I've been turkey hunting for about 30 years. Fort Campbell is right there in my back door. In fact, I was born and raised at Fort Campbell. My dad was a military man and retired out as a command sergeant major. So I kind of have that that ethics. Was raised up, you know, to be respect the outdoors, respect whatever I was doing, just have respect for what I was doing and do it the best way I could. Turkey hunting is what I do. I mean, that's who I am. And I've got 3 sons that I've raised and brought up hunting, you know, deer hunting and duck hunting and squirrel hunting and any kind of hunting you can think about, and fishing. They have a passion for it just like I do. But turkey's kind of what we really love to do. Some say it might be a passion or maybe an obsession, but it's who I am. It's what I love to do. A 4 or 5 year old long bird has seen everything. He's been around everything. It doesn't take much to booger him up. You have to play your cards on a bird that old. That's a 3-year-old gobbler right there. A 3-year-old can give you a fit, you know, and you just got to play your cards out, and it might take you a couple days, it might take you 3 days, and sometimes it might take you a whole season to take one of those mature birds, an extremely old bird. They are very cautious. Like I said, he can tell you if you're running a 3-reed call or if it's a box call, a long box, what it is, if it's a lynch or whoever makes it. It's extremely difficult to kill. Your thinking process has just got to be nearly perfect. It almost absolutely has to be perfect to take a bird out like that. They just don't happen, especially ones that are birds that are just raised up in the wild. hunting. I mean, turkey hunting is the ultimate challenge in the outdoors, in my opinion, other than maybe a big old whitetail buck that's 5 or 6 years old. That's something that's extremely hard to come by and kill. Turkey's got the acute eyesight and the acute hearing. Deer also have the same, but they can smell. If a 3-year-old bird could smell you, he would be the ultimate challenge. But if a 4 or 5-year-old gobbler could smell you, you probably wouldn't shoot one.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Blood Brothers, to me, means folks all across the country sharing the same love for the same thing. It's the tie that binds. It's the thing we all have in common. Thus, the definition, Blood Brothers. We may not know each other, we may not have ever talked, but because of our love for what we do in the outdoors, we're all blood brothers. We're all kin. Anybody that you see, anywhere you happen to travel, if he's got camouflage on, if he's got a sticker on his truck or whatever, if you're in a parking lot somewhere and you had a flat tire, that would be the first person you'd go to. He'd be the guy that you could count on helping you out. You would have that common bond, even though you never knew the guy. We all look for that enjoyment that we find in the outdoors, our time off. You know, whether you take vacation time to go hunting or whether it's what you do for a living or whatever it is, it's the same for all of us. It's the desire, it's the enjoyment we get out of that. It's all of it. Our love for the outdoors, hunting and fishing and sitting in a tree stand and watching the sunrise or a duck blind or watching the mist come off the water when you're out on the lake getting ready to make your first cast, all that stuff. We all have that same makeup, that same wiring in our chip. So at the end of the day, we're all blood brothers. And guys, that's what we're going to show you here on Blood Brother TV. We're all blood brothers. Whether you're hunting the most expensive lease in Arkansas during duck season, your granddaddy's farm in Iowa, or public ground right here in Tennessee, it's the tie that binds us together that makes us all blood brothers, is the reason we're out there and the reason we love it. I'm a blood brother. Are you?
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
And his old head was the right colors, red, white, and blue. He had that breeding action going on. He was ready for, you know, the mating season to mate. And he pulled off in there and he kind of stopped. And I was wondering if he did see us, but what the real reason behind him getting nervous and kind of easing through the spread like he didn't run, he didn't putt. The 2 other big gobblers behind him actually started pushing him through there.
All right, baby. All right. Good fight, son. Good fight.
We decided to go ahead and take him. It was a little bit on the quick side, but sometimes that's how it happens. I made a few hen calls. He come in through there real soft, on the soft side. Didn't want to spook him up. You don't want to hit him hard, especially in old time. You just can't hit them hard. They really don't respond that good to hard calling. Old turkeys. He come right in just like you would want him. I consider it a great hunt, and I'm more than happy to share it with my blood brothers.
I'm an executive and I work a lot of hours, and it's just something that, you know, that motivates me every year to, you know, to get through and get into turkey season. I generally take some time off for the season, and it's a true passion, and I just look forward to it so much every year. It's such a short season, so I generally take a little bit of time off of my busy schedule to get into the woods of Tennessee and get after the turkeys. We were at camp this morning and we were looking at the weather and looking at the radar, and we had a lot of thunderstorms rolling in, and we debated on you know, whether or not to come up the hill, and we decided to come on up. We thought it would pass, take our chances.
The other day when James and I came in, there were 5 strutters just right there, 25 yards.
with as nasty as it's going to be, they're going to come to a field in the open area. Ooh, listen to that thunderstorm.
We heard the sirens back in town, and it was a pretty nasty band. We looked at it on the radar through the iPhone. It really did look nasty. It was a chance, but we took it and it paid off. So the weather was pretty hairy. They were talking about 55-mile-an-hour winds, and but it did just what they said. It moved through very quick with those high winds. Yeah, we just we decided to get after them, and it ended up being not as severe as we thought that it might get. We took our chances and it paid off.
You ain't gonna beat this. That wind is going 50, 55 miles an hour. I can't believe it's behind it. We're just right underneath this hill. It must be coming up and shooting, doing like this, that wind, and it's because in these.
It's pretty steep up here too. It's protecting us.
So when that tornado comes over this ridge, you think it'll jump us? Maybe.
It's definitely the time of year. I love the spring. I love the spring turkey woods. I love when everything greens up like it has in the last few days, and just the elusiveness of the turkey. Some mornings they're going to work perfectly. They'll come running into your decoys. Other mornings they may not. Sometimes they may come in silent. Sometimes they may gobble 100 times before you even see the bird. So it's just so unpredictable. You have to get creative to go after them, and you have to be patient, and you have to have a passion for it to be successful. We were patient. We just sat it out. The weather blew through. It got beautiful.
Here comes a copper. They're coming right down the road over there. 3 coppers. Don't get excited, Trevor. Easy. They're coming right at us. To your left.
And the birds just popped in. So they came in silent, and it just goes to show you, just patience is a virtue.
See a big old coppers.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Get yours today at Cabela's and participating supercenters or your local sporting goods retailer.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
me knock you down, man. I'm excited. Did it, brother. Good. Folks, the reason why we were able to get this bird today is we were patient. We waited for the morning to unfold. We didn't do a lot of calling. The birds came in silent, and staying put was the key to our success. And what a great hunt and what a great bird this morning.
It means as much to me to spend time out here because it's just part of the way I was raised. It's who I am, being out here in the woods in the spring of the year, or deer hunting, or taking some ducks out of the sky when they're tearing it up. That's part of it. There's some days when they're really blasting more than others, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go home without giving it all I can give them. You know, I'm the type of guy the hunter that don't really push them too much. I kind of let the hunt come to me, unless I get, you know, kind of entrapped in a situation. get asked to sit out in the wide open and holler at birds. That can see you a mile away. But now, having said that, it worked out. I mean, it all works out. When he got to where he could actually see the decoy set, I mean, he could see them. I mean, in the wide open, and so he still was bound and determined to stay just out of range, and he wanted those hens to come to him. We put this particular bird to bed last night, so we knew where he was, and we'd already thought about the setup. I mean, we didn't set up exactly like we planned. We actually switched gears and made just a slightly different set because of where he ended up being in the morning. You know, sometimes they do switch trees at night. You got a predetermined set in your mind and you're going, man, I can't use that now. This morning, we ended up changing our mind basically because of where he was and where we needed to be. The approach we made was really ridiculous. I mean, when you toting around all that gear in the morning, you got a lot of racket going on, so we really had to make the approach where it's less susceptible for the birds to be aware of how we're going to be getting into the area where they are for the set. So we actually switched gears because of the position of the bird, so we got a little bit further out in the open than what I normally like to do, but we had enough cover there to try to make it work. And it was ultimately it was the best place to be.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Are you geared up for this upcoming turkey season? Serious turkey hunters will now find all their bases covered at their local sporting goods retailer. Cherokee Sports Featherlight Fusion Series decoys are designed to be the most realistic and mobile decoy produced today. Super lightweight and compact photo printed bodies with heads molded from real freeze-dried turkeys. It just doesn't get any more realistic. From the full strut Billy Bad Act to the feeding wobblehead hen with multiple models in between, turkey hunters will find a decoy for every need. By far the most mobile and realistic decoys on the market, these decoys will fit in the side pocket of most turkey vests, enabling you to carry a whole flock easily. If you're serious about being successful this turkey season, you'll want the very best decoy available. Cherokee Sports Fusion Series turkey decoys have got you covered. Available at Gander Mountain, The Sportsman's Guide, and fine sporting goods retailers. Get yours today.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
Off in the distance, one of those birds kept getting a little closer, taking its time, getting a little closer, and finally it was pretty close, and that bird was actually coming. When that happened, as that other bird started closing in on our set, that's what broke old Hilltop over here. Now we have everything we want. We accomplished breaking that bird and having him in, strutting around the decoys. But what we have to do now is, I can't get the shot yet. The shot's just not right for camera. And when you're working with the camera, everything, you know, has got to be right. So the bird almost kind of walks out of my shooting lane. I was as far right as I could possibly roll, and before I could get his head up enough to get the shot off.
All right. That was been too, dude.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. That was awesome, man. That was awesome.
Rob's over here going, man, they digging it. Go on, get him. Get him.
That was painful, but painfully awesome. Thank you, Lord. Thank
Rob
you,
was
Lord.
probably filming that big old gobbler off to your left.
Ultimately, jealousy was what sealed this bird's fate. Had the gobbler coming down the left-hand side of the ridge not been coming like he was, as hard as he was, I don't know that we would still be sitting there. It was a great hunt. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad to share it with my brothers. Oh, that's a toad. This old Hilltop locked gobbler couldn't stand it when another man was gonna come in his bedroom. He was content staying on the hill looking over his ladies. The other guy got a little bit too close. That's what broke him loose, put him right in the middle of the decoys, and it sealed the deal.
Blood Brothers TV rocks. Become a Blood Brother by going to www.bloodbrotherstv.com. Brought to you by Cherokee Sports. You've been watching Blood Brothers TV.